When you hear about the possibility of the government defunding Planned Parenthood, really what that means is taking away essential health care from millions of women in this country.
In the midst of an election year, we are hearing very little about provocative moves that are taking place on Capitol Hill by the Republican congressional leadership. Conservative politicians have proven that they will say anything, even if it has been proven false, to further their agenda to defund Planned Parenthood. Defunding Planned Parenthood gives power to those who choose to limit women's choice by suppressing and imposing their personal, extreme religious, and moral beliefs on women.
Watch these tapes. Watch a fully formed fetus on the table, its heart beating, its legs kicking, while someone says we have to keep it alive to harvest its brain.
The Select Investigative Panel was set up by Republican Speaker Paul Ryan to investigate an August 15th claim that there were ethical issues that surround procuring and selling of baby parts.
The panel is based on a lie. The panel was stood up because of a doctor's video.
Like your family's opinions on Planned Parenthood. Like if, let's say, your mom or your sibling or your brother or dad decided to go to Planned Parenthood for a checkup or something, they could be like, oh, you went to Planned Parenthood, like.
But these false accusations gave Ryan and his most extreme evangelical members of Congress and their constituents the opportunity to further covertly promote the defunding of Planned Parenthood movement using false information. Evangelical Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, who has led the congressional fight to defund Planned Parenthood, was made the chair of the Select Investigative Panel on Infant Lives. Blackburn continues to use false information and abuse her power of investigation in posting it to her Select Investigation Panel's website, providing the most extreme of her followers access to individuals' personal identities and locations.
A shooter armed with a long gun opened fire at a Planned Parenthood clinic, injuring at least 11 people.
Unfortunately, with this tragic situation today, we have to confirm that we have 2 civilian casualties on scene, and we have the death of 1 police officer.
Law enforcement sources say after surrendering, he made rambling, hostile comments toward Planned Parenthood and President Obama. Planned Parenthood suggested a link between rhetoric against the organization and the deadly attack.
Despite this horrific event, the same inflammatory language has been used repeatedly during panel hearings.
But after the attack in Colorado, because of what the man said, which seems as though he was influenced by some of the rhetoric that was coming out of you and others that painted a very ugly picture, an unfair one, about Planned Parenthood.
Oh, please, really, Chris? Look, 9 videotapes have come out about Planned Parenthood. It is very clear what they have been doing.
Bipartisan hearings that took place by the standing committees found no violation of the law by Planned Parenthood.
Evangelical conservative Mike Pence continuously interferes with women's freedom of conscience. Pence has made the defunding of Planned Parenthood a top priority for himself, as well as intentionally limiting a woman's choice, imposing his personal extreme religious and moral beliefs on women.
Well, the harm is really going to be science, because Planned Parenthood is no longer engaged in fetal tissue research for research purposes, and they're charging nothing, not even the processing fee to do so. It'll really set us back in terms of research we're doing on Alzheimer's, research we're doing on any number of other health conditions. Planned Parenthood will be attacked frontally by attempting to just reduce any funding for Planned Parenthood for non-abortion related services.
Over 2.5 million women every year come to Planned Parenthood for basic reproductive health care, and by taking away that health care, it's really going to have devastating consequences for men, women, and young people across this country.